What's up guys, Chance Garcia here to do a review of the iPad mini. So let's go ahead and get started. The iPad mini features a 7.9-inch screen with a weight of 308 grams. Now, it is 23% thinner as well as 53% lighter than the current iPad, which is pretty good enough to hold with your hand. Now, although comparing to the Nexus 7 is definitely much more comfortable to hold. At the front, you'll also see a 1.2 megapixel front-facing camera, which is capable of recording 720p videos. Now on the right, you'll see the volume rocker as well as the slide to mute and lock, which is actually kind of like a pretty handy at times. Over the top is your power button as well as your microphone and your 3.5mm headphone jack to plug in your headphone. The one thing you gotta like about the new iPad mini is the upgraded rear camera. Now, the rear camera has been upgraded to 5 megapixel, which can now record of 1080p videos, which is actually pretty much the same camera sensor as the iPod Touch 5th generation. Now, one thing I noticed about the camera is that you'll actually have to touch the screen to if you really want to have a better autofocus. And down the bottom are your stereo speakers, which is actually a huge significant difference as well. Now, I enjoy listening to music through the speakers of this as well as playing games, but the problem about it is the placing. Now, they place it in the bottom, so pretty much when you hold it, or especially when you're playing games, it's pretty much going to block the sound. Now also you'll see the new lightning port. Now if you're new to iPad, the first thing you'll notice as soon as you hold the device is that its build quality. Now the build quality is superb. There's no question about that. Now thanks to the aluminum finish, which make it feel like a premium tablet. Now when it comes to features and performance, the iPad mini features a 32nm dual-core A5 processor, which is actually the same as the iPad 2, but the only difference is that the iPad 2 uses a larger A5 chip, which actually consumes more battery, whereas the smaller A5 chip on the iPad mini uses less, which will give you of up to 10 hours of battery life. Now, if you love multitasking, then you're gonna love the iPad mini. Now, multitasking on this device is amazing. Now, even though it's got a dual-core processor, now it's all because of the iOS. Now, even though the iOS is boring, everything seems to be working as fine with the iPad mini. Now, as I've said, multitasking is amazing. I've tried to open as much apps as I can, but it's still not lagging at all. Now, gaming on the iPad isn't too bad either. Now, people have said, including myself, that the Nexus 7 is faster than the iPad mini, which is actually true at some points. Now, even though the iPad mini has only got a dual-core processor, its GPU is actually faster than the Nexus 7 now. But when it comes to the CPU, then the Nexus 7 is definitely a winner by far, and that's a hands down. It also comes with the latest iOS 6, which means you'll get the latest maps with turn-by-turn navigation, integrated Facebook app, as well as the improved Siri, which is actually now faster and lets you do more things such as NBA schedule.
Here's what's on tap in the NBA for today.
Update Facebook status. Hello world.
Here's your new Facebook status. Ready to post it?
Search for restaurant.
I found 15 restaurants fairly close to you.
Send tweet. Hello.
Here's your tweet. Ready to send it?
Cancel.
Okay.
Now overall, the iPad mini is actually a pretty good tablet, although there's still more room for improvement, such as the screen resolution, as it's not the best out there, especially if you're using the iPad 3 or the iPad 4 and then you use the iPad mini, then obviously there's going to be a huge difference between the two. Now, also the processor, they could have at least used a more updated one instead of using a really old processor, so they could have at least used the same one as the iPhone 4S, but we'll see hopefully that in the next generation iPad mini. Now in terms of pricing, it's also not the best value in the market, although what you gotta love about it is the premium quality of the tablet. Now if you love a high specs tablet, then you might want to look for like Nexus 7 or the Kindle Fire HD. But the good thing about this iPad mini is if you want an iPad, then you can just pretty much buy this one, as it's a budget iPad, which is a good buy. Now, especially what you're gonna love about the iPad mini are the availability of the apps, as it has its own apps optimized for the iPad. Was with the Android tablets, mostly it uses the same apps as that's on your Android smartphone. So there you go, guys. Pretty much that is my review of the iPad mini. Let me know what you think about it by leaving down some comments down below. I'm Jens Garcia, and I'll see you all in the next one.